walking out. Now no debate up for discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving, let you toast it out. Flip my weave and walk it out. Look how I just bossed it out. Now come on, baby, why you bugging? We can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no, I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my keys.
Kazoyas, bitches and hoes. I'm back. Back with another video. We here to discuss Snowfall Season 5, Episodes 1 and 2. They gave us 2, so I'm giving y'all one video. And we gonna talk about it all right here, girl. Look, I ain't got time to be editing 2 damn videos. One is all you're gonna get. So, girl, look, it's been a lot going on. Let's get right into it. So, the episode opens up. My boy Franklin is a boss. And if you don't know what a BOSS means, he is a boss. Franklin is bossing up, running everything. Stop acting crazy. On top of that, they got some bad cocaine out there in the streets. There's these high school or college athletes, basketball guys who are snorting coke, and one of them ended up catching a heart attack and died. So I'm like, ooh, they must have had that good stuff in it. But he ended up passing away, child. But now this is sparking news because this was a major player that people were watching, like a #1 probably recruit or something. But child, we go back to Franklin. He around there flying planes, and I'm like, when he got his pilot license? Please, I don't remember that from last season. I ain't look at it recently, but I don't remember him getting his license. But anyway, he flying the plane. He come down. He got 2 bad bitches waiting, you know. And he like, when y'all gonna let me take y'all up in the air? And they say, child, when niggas grow wings, and until then, ain't about to do it. And I felt them on that. Because, girl, look, I still don't know where Franklin got his license from. Can somebody let me know if he got his license and maybe I just forgot? But yeah, the girls is not here for it. And I don't blame them for not being here for it. So now we move to the next scene. No, before we move to the next scene, he makes a phone call. What's the girl name? The girlfriend, the baby mama? I just gave it away. But the girlfriend calls him and basically they tell him, look, you gotta call old girl back. I don't know her name, y'all forgive me. So he called her back and she's like, oh, I got all these opportunities, these business ventures, yada, yada, yada. You gotta come by and see. He was like, bet, I'm on my way. We move on to the next scene and Uncle Jerome, no, I'm lying. We move on to the next scene. Franklin show up at this party. The white girl walked up to him and was like, oh, did you bring some more of that cocaine? And he was just like, no. And then the white guy comes up and was just like, his name is Grady. He comes up and was like, he's not here for this. He's here to have fun. This is not about business. But lo and behold, Franklin really do want to talk about business. So Franklin bring him to the side and say, look, I want to up the work, basically how much I'm getting from you, but I need you to lower the price. About $1,000 less. Like, you know, nine grand a key. So the guy was like, you a smart dude, do the math. You trying to tell us to give you $15 million? Like, where they do that at? And I was saying, yeah, Franklin, where they do that at? But Franklin said supply and demand. He got the streets on lock. The people gonna pay for what they want. Just give me the work. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I understood Franklin for that. But I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't give you $15 million. $15 million. Not even in drugs. Let's move on. Uncle Jerome and Angela, they out there on the horse, girl, riding horses and shit. You know, Angela wanted him to go ahead on and separate from Franklin. You know, Angela felt like they could do their own thing. You know, see, this is what happened when you put people on. When you put people on, they forget where they come from. Now she feel like they could do it without him. So she got him out there riding horses. He asking her if she gonna ride cowgirl and all that whatnot. I just feel like this. I feel like Angela has a good idea as far as wanting to do better by her own situation and their own business. But I also feel like Angie, girl, you are trying it. Franklin don't play that. It's blood in, blood out. Stop acting crazy. Like, I just didn't understand that. But all while this is happening, the news break about the college kid that overdosed and had a heart attack because he overdosed in the dorms while they were talking about college stuff. So now we move on to the next scene. Leon run up on this dude in the hood, in the projects, and was like, you basically stole money from me. The little dude was like, look, we work the hardest, but we feel like we don't get paid enough. So I'm assuming that he took money and bought some nice Nikes or shoes. I don't know much about tennis shoes. Well, child, lo and behold, Leon ended up breaking his feet. And he told him, he said, normally the people who work the hardest get paid the least. Can we please rewind that? The people who work the hardest get paid the least. Y'all got to understand that. Everybody, see the people who 2, 3, 4 jobs? I ain't shade nobody. I'm not even trying to act like I'm elitist or nothing because I'm broke too. But what I am saying is he made a great point. All of us at the lower socioeconomic status, we all work the hardest, yet we all get paid the least. Let that sink in. So we move on. There's the white party. Okay. These young girls are at this, I don't know if it's a college party, but it's a party. I'm going to assume it's at Rob's house. Rob is Franklin's best friend. They in there snorting or whatever. This dude walks up and he ends up snorting coke that Rob's friend didn't know. So he confronted him and was like, oh, so you just going to walk up and snort my coke? Oh, boy was like, well, this is my people's house and I ain't know you, so I felt like it was cool, like it was nothing. Girl, he ended up pulling a gun on this boy and shooting him. Even after Rob tried to calm him down. Now, this is the thing with Franklin. Franklin don't like a lot of heat brought to him. Franklin don't like all the attention on him. And not to mention, this is a white person, a white man you killed. You know that's going on international news. That's going to be all over the world. So, now, Rob, you got your little partner, or your little partner got you in some shit, because Franklin ain't going to take too lightly of that. And this is what I learned about Franklin. Franklin is a person that he loves his people, but if he got to get rid of them, he will. Because love ain't that blind, according to Franklin. Anyway, so let's move on. Franklin wakes up in his penthouse, girl, and stood in the door. You know how that be. They always get a good shot of the man, a chocolate man with his body glistening off the moonlight. Nevertheless, he gets up and glistening in the sun, you know, and he reads the paper. And he hears about the white boy getting shot at the spot. So now Franklin is just like, oh, shit. Like, I know this is Rob, and it's something he got to do with his friends. So that's going to be a problem. And I think that, yeah, that's going to be a problem. So Franklin meet up with his girlfriend at the business, the place of business that she's running. And he was like, look, isn't this everything I told you it would be? Everything you asked for, I provided. I gave it to you. And she was just like, yeah, you know, it really was. And I thank you and I appreciate it. Because, you know, you really looked out for a bitch when I ain't had nothing but an education and no money in my pocket. So, you know, shout out to you. But he ends up getting a page from Grady. Now, we go over to Grady's crib on the next scene. He's at the house and he sees this electrician that's working on a Sunday. So Grady like, who are you? And the electrician was like, oh, they sent me out. You know, somebody else couldn't come out. I'm just checking your meter, making sure everything is good. Grady is like, let me see your ID and get your ID and badge number. And he gave it to him and was like, oh, okay. But y'all got to keep in mind, I ain't even going to spoil it for y'all. But again, Grady is hella suspicious. Like, who is this man? Anyway, Franklin and Peaches go to see Rob and his friend. Because now they know that it's Rob's friend who did all this crap. They got to go see and pull up on him. Rob basically says, I don't know where he at. I swear to God, I don't know. If I did know, I would tell you. I'm waiting on him to page me. Now, for the younger folks in the office. Now, for the younger folks in the audience, back in the day, it wasn't no instant contact. Like, you couldn't just text me or call me. You had to page me. I had to find the phone, and then I called you back. See, y'all don't know. Y'all don't understand how good you got it. You know, it wasn't just, oh, let me send a direct message. Let me go in her DMs. No. You had to page me, and the page only had numbers. We were clever enough to get it to say letters like, one I had found out was ho. That's 403. Flip it around, ho. You know what I'm saying? You know, black people find a way to, you know, manipulate some shit. But yeah, we didn't have direct contact with people. You wasn't just about to pull up and be contacting people like you're crazy. You got to send them a page, and then they got to go find a phone if they want to respond. And then come back and be like, oh, yeah, you called? Yeah, bitch, I've been waiting on you. Yada, 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 woo. That's how it was back in the day. Franklin noticed that Rob is all fucked up. Now, he could look at Rob and tell Rob on the dope. Hell, I'm not even no dope fucking, like, I'm not even a doggone expert. And I could tell Rob was on that shit. So when Frank pulled up, he was like, When Franklin pulled up, he was like, are you fumbling with the shit? The shit's naive. And Franklin was like, yeah, you know, I am a little bit. And he was just like, yo, you got to get that. He was like, have you heard from your partner? And he was like, no, I haven't heard from him. Like I said, he was waiting on him to page him. He ended up kicking everybody out the house. Because, you know, it was a bunch of people at the house. Franklin was like, you got to get up out of here. All y'all got to go now. I need to talk to him. On the flip side, the cops are raiding this house. Now, this scene was very weird because the cops raided this house, right? And I'm thinking they going in for a drug bust, but I don't think they found nothing. This black mama come home, her son is all beat up and tied up, and she going off on the police and the detective telling them they need to let her go, breaking up in her house, and they end up arresting her ass. Child, y'all got to be smarter than that. The next scene, Franklin bring Rob to his old house. Okay, so Franklin brings Rob to his old house because he needs a place to talk to him somewhere safe. They reminisce about how Franklin and Rob used to be there, and Rob used to be homesick, and yada yada yada. And your daddy house smelled like ass and Cheetos, because Rob daddy used to do the porn and all that whatnot. So after they get all of the shenanigans over, basically Franklin was just like, you gotta go take care of this. That was your partner, your friend. You got to go take care of this. So now he's afraid. He doesn't really want to do that. He was like, let me just talk to him. I'm pretty sure we can work it out. Franklin not trying to hear it. Franklin was like, you have to get him taken care of. He basically tells him to page him when he hears back from his friend. Now Franklin calls the whole family down to have a meeting, and they're talking about the drugs, and Rob. Basically, he's telling them that Rob fucked up. Angela was like, I knew it. I knew he was a fuck up when you brought him around, but whatever. He wants to expand and do other things. Now listen, I like that, but I feel like once you get too deep into the drug game, and this is probably more fact than fiction, once you get too deep in the drug game, you can't just up and be like, oh, I changed my mind, like Keisha Cole. I changed my mind. You can't do that. The people don't like that. Them people don't like that. So he talking to them about up in they stuff, and Angela and them is not trying to hear it. They like, look, that ain't what we here to do. Like, matter of fact, you need to just check your boy. That's what you need to be doing instead of worry about what the hell going on. But he tells them he want to get Rob clean because he feel like Rob could get clean. And Angela was like, yeah, that ain't gonna work. Angie's smart. She get on my nerves, but she's smart. Now, Leon's ex-girlfriend, I forget her name, she's working at the phone sex operator. Girl couldn't keep a man on the phone for 5 minutes. Girl, the man had done came and shut up. Now, back then when you had to call the 1-900 number to get your rocks off, this is before Pornhub was at your fingertips. You made your money by keeping them on the phone. They be like, oh, 99 cents for the first minute. And people be like, oh shit, I'm about to call. But you be on hold for 20. Now, you can't have the men jacking off. The man said he wanted her to beat his, do all kinds of stuff that wasn't right. And she was more freaked out, like, for real, that's what you want me to do? And I'm just like, girl, get with the program. Her boss was standing there was like, look, I believe in you, you could do it. Get with the program. Her boss was standing there was like, look, I believe in you, you could do it, but don't have them hang up so early. You got to know you got to keep them on the phone. That's the whole point. So, she goes back at it, but I'm just like, you're not going to work out with this. And she's clean. She's not on drugs no more. She ain't got to worry about none of that. She's selling other illegal things, such as sex. Let's move on. So we move on to the next scene. Wanda gets home, and Rob is there. Rob and Peaches. Peaches was like, yo, you got to keep an eye on him. Wanda was like, well, I got to keep an eye on him. I got my own shit going on, yada, yada, yada. Peaches was like, look, he's strung out. You used to be a base head. You know what it is. Call me if the nigga run away. Now, she feels some type of way, but she's sympathetic toward that. She even goes to him and makes sure he's okay, asks him if he needs something, comfort him in the time of withdrawal, and was like, look, once you get on the other side, it's not going to be that bad. And I think I liked her for that. Somebody tell me what her name is, because when I looked up the cast, I couldn't find her. Let me know what her name is. But I liked her, and I like the fact that she's doing well. You know what I mean? I think that was a good thing that she's doing well. Uncle Jerome and Angela is at the club. Now, I'm assuming this is a club they own. The detective who actually went in there and raided the house, and the black lady got arrested, and they beat her son or whatever the case may be, he goes to the club. Now, he meets up with Angela, and was like, look, girl, I need to bring something back to my bosses. My bosses is asking me for some stuff, and I don't have it. I'm looking out for you, making sure you straight. I'm going to need you to basically be a snitch. And Angela was like, look, I might be a lot of things. Ho is one of them. But snitch ain't. I can't do it. You got to know I can't do it. That's what she was saying, But he was like, look, if you want to keep your protection, you want to do what I got to do. But see, if I'm Angela, and I get it was the 80s, black people didn't know the relationship. But I'm like, girl, if you can't get the protection from him, find somebody else on the force. Girl, them people is ready to make that coin. They not worried about that, girl, but she's stuck at a crossroads because now she got to figure out what the hell she got to do with him. Franklin go get Rob, and they're basically on the way to go kill the other friend. Basically, Franklin picked him up, him and Peaches, because he already told him, because Rob tried to convince him, hey, look, let's not, let me go by myself and do it. But, Franklin don't trust him like that. Franklin was like, nope, at the very least, Peaches got to go. And Rob was like, no, I promise you I got it. It's going to be cool. It's going to be Gucci. It's going to be good. Franklin was just like, nah, I think Peaches going to come with you. But he ended up going with him. So they go pick up Rob. They on the way to go kill Rob's friend. And Franklin basically, tells him, no, Franklin don't tell him nothing. Rob asked him if he had something to even him out, to keep him, get him straight so he can pull the trigger, basically. He ended up saying Peaches was going to give him something, but when they in the car, he asked could they pull over and he could practice with the gun. So I guess that's what they were doing. I don't know. But turns out when they pull up to the crib, old boy put his shotgun because he didn't know who Peaches was and was like, what the hell? And, Franklin was like, chill. Like, this is my people. This is my bodyguard. He here to protect me. Like, relax. Like, it's cool. He got the guy to relax. They go inside. The guy was like, I was figuring your CIA friend could really get me, a passport so I can get the hell up out of here because, it's really, really hot. Because remember, it's all over the news now about the white boy who got shot at the party. Again, nobody cares about niggas down in the hood. They only care when it's in their backyard. So now you got a college athlete, which makes money for them. And now you also have a white boy who also is important to them because he's a white man. Period. They don't play behind that. So the news is all over, and Franklin ain't trying to hear it. Franklin was just like, he got to go. So, child, he in there saying, I know your little CIA friend could get me a passport, and we could be done with this. All I know is Rob pulled out the gun. Rob shot the gun the first time and missed him wholesale missed him. You know what I'm saying? But he ended up shooting him again, and he didn't want to finish him off. Franklin was like, you got to finish him off. So he ended up doing it because he was trying to get a gun to Franklin so Franklin could do it. But I feel like Franklin was being smart. Franklin didn't want him to be the murderer to a white man. Like, let another white man do it, even if it is your best friend. Dog eat dog world, right? Let's move on. So now we move on. They go to bury Franklin's body. Rob's friend's body. I'm sorry. He's over there talking about this doggone angel in the outfield. I don't know, a media or whatever it was. They trying to look at comments or whatever. And Franklin just pop him too. At the end of the day, he was going to be a risk because he knew too much and he was strung out. You can't never trust no addict. Not to mention, Franklin's girlfriend is now... Did we get there yet? We haven't gotten there yet. So let's move on to episode 2. All right, so episode 2 opens up. Teddy is having a meeting with this guy. Now, this is my assumption. Don't shoot me. But I feel like the guy that Teddy is having a meeting with is another person from the government, a colleague from the CIA, FBI, DEA, whatever the case may be. But he's another person that's working with the federal government all over the world. And they're comparing sales, it looks like. So basically, like, Teddy's like, look, it's not going as well as we thought it would in America. Numbers in different places are going up, and it's just not, it's not going as well. And this is where the drugs get political. I don't know if y'all realize this, but the drug game, the crack game, all of this is extremely political. If you don't know now, you know. Do your research. You believe that they putting this type of guns and drugs in black neighborhoods, impoverished neighborhoods, and nobody knows where it's coming from? Please, I ain't trying to get banned, but y'all know what it is. So now Teddy is at the white boy's house or at Grady's house. We find out, this is where I realize that the guy who's dressed up to be inspecting Grady's house is actually Teddy in disguise. I was like, oh shit, that's Teddy or Reed or whatever you want to call him. That's Teddy. Like, what the hell? Like, what the hell? Like, why is he spying on him? Because I wasn't sure. Because Teddy is the guy that Franklin asked for more drugs for at a lesser price. So I'm figuring like they should all work for the same boss. Like, what's the tea? Like, what's going on? Well, it come to find out, and I'm jumping out of woodwork, but it come to find out, basically, he was skimming money off the top so he can invest in real estate. And even got Franklin up on it. Now, Franklin wasn't stealing no money, but he was stealing money so they can invest in reputable businesses, which is not a bad thing, but you can't steal the money from the people up top. It's bad. He even had a meeting with his colleague again and was just like, I know it's him. The colleague was like, well, just kill him. Shit, let's get it over with. We ain't got time. But, Teddy was like, nah, I'm gonna go talk to him and tell him to get up out of here, and hopefully he get up out of here and we ain't gotta worry about it. But I don't think that's how it's gonna work. Because it turns out he didn't get up out of here. Teddy had to kill him. But we'll get to it. So now, Franklin meet up with Grady at the hangar. Grady wants to go on a joyride or whatever whatever it is when you go up in the plane. He takes him up there for the ride and basically kind of boosts his ego. Like, you're doing so well. You a young black man. Like, you got cars, condos, property. Like, everything is well. I think he's trying to get his head into investing in more real estate, doing more reputable stuff. Now, this is where I find the phallus, right? Why is it, outside of the fact that Grady was stealing, why is it a problem that he tried to elevate Franklin into doing something other than drugs? Again, this is bigger than rap. It's deeper than rap. I'm just saying, it's bigger than us. But he's over there getting him up and was like, look, you gonna be good. You already good. I know the women going crazy. Like, it's gonna be you're gonna be a problem in these streets because you already doing what you got to do. Basically, he was gonna be ghost before ghost on the legal tip. He was just gonna wash the drug money through the real estate. Come on now, y'all got to know that. But we move on to the next scene, and basically Franklin is sitting down and he's discussing life plans with his girlfriend. She's pregnant. She's 6 weeks pregnant. And he had to already have the talk with her and say, look, I need people around me who I trust. If I can't trust you, without saying it, I'm gonna knock your wig back. And she was like, oh, you can trust me. You don't have to worry about it. I'm not the people before. That's when you really should squint your eyes, Franklin. But you know, she didn't want to keep the baby when she found out she was pregnant, because she was like, this is not a part of my 5-year plan. Like, I had things going on. Like, this is not what I wanted to do. And Franklin was like, our baby gonna be special. You need to keep this baby. And she's just like, yeah, I get it, but you know, this is not part of what I wanted to do. Franklin was like, look, I'm gonna make sure no matter what, you and our kid is taken care of. You can't really be mad at that, but he a drug dealer, so he can't guarantee that. He either gonna be dead or in jail, so I didn't really. But, you know, she was just like, I trust you, Franklin. Child, please, you might as well trust Santa Claus. But let's move on. So we move on. Franklin discussed the real estate with the fam. We already talked about that. And Angela basically asked him, well, what's going on with Rob? And he tells her about Rob and was like, look, I had to pop Rob upside the head. He ain't coming back. And she was like, what? Yeah, he had to do it. He had to do it because Rob can't be trusted. He a dope head. You can't trust no addict. Never, not ever. Like, everybody knew that. So now we move on to the next scene. Leon's ex-girlfriend, and I'm so mad I don't remember her name. She basically confronts the boss and say, look, my check is low. I work more than this. I should have more than this. What the hell is going on? He basically tell her, you're not doing well in sales. This is a commission-based job. You're not doing well with your sales, girl. But if you're interested, I got another little side gig. You just got to come back and party with me. So I'm like, girl, he trying to sleep with you. So she was like, oh, so that's all I got to do? She go act like she cool, sit on his lap, and was basically like, boy, get the F on. As she should. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, that's a whole nother world you're getting into. I got to already get into the doggone documentary with Hugh Hefner, because I've heard some things, but that's a whole nother world you want to get into. You don't want to get into. Angela and Jerome meet with... No, I'm sorry. Let me back up. Teddy go see Gustavo at school. Now, Gustavo is up there dropping off his daughter at school. Teddy go see him, and Gustavo was like, where the hell you been at? And, you know, Teddy was like, I had to go, you know, make a few runs, pop, you know, turn a few corners, but I'm back. Oh, yes, bitches and hoes. I'm back. That's what Teddy was saying. But, basically, he let them know, look, I'm back in town. Shit ain't about to be sweet. Like, I've been doing some work and I found out some shit. Shit ain't about to be sweet. Y'all got to know that. So, Gustavo was just like, I feel you and all that stuff. And he's asking Gustavo if he's still on board. Basically, are you on team? Are you team me? Is what Teddy was asking. Because you came in with me. Remember that. Remember that. You came in with me. And Gustavo was like, I mean, yeah. Like, what you mean? Like, what are you going to say? No. Stop the cap. This man is the CIA. Please. But Gustavo was like, what are you saying? Yeah. Is you crazy? Of course. Stop playing. Stop acting crazy. That's what basically Gustavo was saying. So now Angela and Jerome go meet with they connect. I want to say that was that Grady? No, the Mexican dude. I forget his name. Lord, what's his name? The one who was selling the dope, who was the connect for Franklin on the first couple of seasons. They go see him, girl. He high, strung out, trying to kill somebody in front of him. He doing the most. And I'm like, well, what's going on with him? Like, I know he had like a lot going on, but it was just a lot going on anyway. Franklin tried to get in touch with his mom. Now, what I do remember is at the end of the last season, Teddy ended up going up in there and killing the dad after they went overseas. But I feel like in my heart of hearts, the mom allowed it. Because the way it was set up, I forgot my wallet or some shit like that. Like, it just was too perfect, right? Now, every time Franklin tried to get in touch with his mama, there's a bad connection. And let me tell y'all young children this, I'm sorry. This is before AT&T wireless. This is before, hot spots and all that stuff. You really had to use the doggone dial-up and wait, and then you gotta hope the signal good on this end, and da-da-da-da. This is the 80s, people. I know y'all don't know about it. Google it. They did real stuff back in the 80s. That's all I'm gonna say. Real stuff went on in the 80s. But every time he called his mama, he can't really hear. It's like he kind of hear a voice, but he don't. And he keep telling her, you got to get a new phone or move to a new location or something. Why I can't hear you? This sparks suspicion. Did Teddy kill his mama too? Can one of y'all let me know? Because why would it be so hard for his mama to get in touch with him and he keep trying to get in touch with her? I feel like Teddy probably killed the mama too. Or she like kidnapped or something, but other than that, like what else could it be? Like, why is it so hard to get in touch with your mama? That just don't make sense. But he was calling to tell his mama that basically, my girl pregnant. But the signal was so bad, I really don't even think she heard. I really don't. We move on. Franklin go see Leon, and he's trying to get him to invest in these real estate opportunities. And Leon was just like, look, bro, I ain't here for all that. I don't even want to sell drugs quiet as it's kept. And you coming to me talking about real estate, boy, stop. I'm not trying to do that. They end up talking and Franklin tells him, look, I'm not supposed to say nothing because it's super early, but my girl is 6 weeks pregnant. This leads me to believe that there's going to be something that happens later on. Because a lot of times when people announce that type of stuff super early, in my opinion, God forbid, but things go to happening. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he's going around saying, I know I'm not supposed to say it, it's super early, but my girl is 6 weeks pregnant. Leon was actually happy for him, but Leon is a real friend. I just don't think Leon wants this life no more, but he knows he can't get out. He knows that his best friend will literally kill him if he gets up out of there. So I think that's where Leon is torn at. Teddy show up to Grady's house again, and basically he didn't show up in disguise. And Grady was like, I knew it was you. And Teddy was like, look, bro, we know you stealing money. The people up in the upper room, they know you stealing money. Now, I'm going to give you the opportunity, because you see, they told me to pop you upside the head, but I ain't going to do that. I'm going to give you the opportunity to take whatever it is you got to go though. Grady started feeling himself and was like, I know you fucking lying. First of all, they already know what it's hitting for. Tell them I said what I said, and if I skimmed anything, I deserved it. I started this shit. This is on me. They know what it is, and yada, yada, yada. They don't want no smoke. But Teddy was like, bruh, I'm trying to get you to leave. These people is saying they trying to get you up out of here. Grady ain't trying to hear it. Grady was just like, you tell them what I said. And tell them to call me if they have any issues. Now, Teddy tell him, look, you got till tomorrow to be gone. If you're not going by tomorrow, canceling Christmas on you. And y'all know what that means. But, Grady ain't trying to hit him. And Grady was like, you tell them I said they better think twice about who they messing with. I'm like, well, damn, Grady. You got to be a bad motherfucker to be threatening the higher-ups. Golly, you got to be bad. You got to be bad. That's the only thing I can see. We move on. Leon go meet with his ex-girlfriend, and again, I'm sorry for not remember her name. She lets him know she quit her phone sex job or got fired or whatever, but she ain't good on that because she basically right now she just wants to full-time sell drugs. Leon ain't trying to hit it because Leon was like, look, you was just strung out on it. I don't want you in that type of environment. And she was like, look, I get it, but I feel like I'm going to do well. No, she's not, Leon. She's definitely gonna get back on and get high on her own supply, and you're gonna be having to cover up for her so Franklin don't pop her upside the head. Don't do it, Franklin. It's bad to say, but once an addict, always an addict. You cannot put an addict back in an environment that'll trigger them to get back to where they were. You just can't. It's not how things work. So I hope Leon doesn't go on with that, but you never know. Child, the next scene, Teddy just went on and poisoned Grady. I don't know if it was in the water or whatever, but Grady fell out. And Teddy was just like, I told you. I told you. Like, and as he should, because Grady was feeling himself. I was like, who the hell Grady is? He must be high up to feel like he could just say that type of stuff. But yeah, he ended up knocking him down. Teddy arrives at Franklin's house. Now, Franklin hadn't seen Teddy since he said he was going out of town last season, according to TV Time. So, Franklin was just like, oh, you back? And Teddy was just like, yeah, I had to go out of town and handle some business. He walks around admiring the condo. You're living good. You're looking good, smelling good. Everything's going good. So he tells Franklin he got back in town a few weeks ago, which was a lie. Well, possibly, but I'm going to say it was a lie because he was over there staking out the Grady dude. And then he confronts Franklin about getting close with Grady in the real estate. So basically, he tells Franklin, look, we all know up at the higher-ups that he ain't worth a dime. He was not your friend. He made it seem like he was. He was stealing money so that y'all can invest in real estate. We good on you. Like, we not going to try to kill you, but we telling you he not good. So Franklin was just like, nah, he was cool. Like, what's going on? Like, why would you say that? Teddy was like, look, I'm trying to tell you, this dude was not a good dude. So then Franklin goes, why are you speaking to him in the past tense? Franklin, you know why. You know why, Franklin. You already know what it's hitting for. But Teddy was just like, you need to stay away from him. And stay away from people like him. He was like, he was never your friend. And he basically warned him about future endeavors with him or people like him. Franklin asked him if he's going to honor the $9,000 agreement per key that he had with Grady. Because basically he asked Grady, look, I know they're going $10,000 a key. Let me get $9,000 a key. And then, added it up. It's 15 mil or whatever. Something like that. Teddy was like, have you lost your rabbit ass mind? But the episode went off right there. Nah, he didn't really say that. But I feel like that's what he was thinking. Teddy was like, who does that? Like, we not loaning you no. Hell no. But that's where the episode ended. I love it. I'm saying Franklin. Snowfall is my favorite, or one of my favorite shows ever. I love it. Well, I have a lot of favorites, so don't judge me, but I love Snowfall. Can y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought about these first 2 episodes? Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you hoes later. Bye.